it was tough, brother, man. You know, it's not like today, you know, where they fly, and I'm not saying that's not tough either, brother, because we're in a different city, state every night. You got there, and, and ate a couple times, there and back, and spending your gas and buying your license. My first payoff was $7. We would all four of us that get in one room. There's two beds. We'd throw two mattresses down on the floor, and the old timers, they knew they wanted down on the mattress because, of course, that's the softest, and the rookies, the young kids, they wanted up on higher, or they thought the box spring was softer, but the box spring, man, hey, that was hard as a ring, that's the hardest part. But Fort Worth, I went to Dallas, Texas for the Fritz Von Erich, and Fritz, I came in as Jimmy the Body Valiant, and he thought Valiant and Valentine was too close. Johnny was actually working the territory then, Johnny Valentine. So the first day in, he looked at me, Fritz, and he says, your name is going to be Handsome Jimmy Valiant. So Ole Anderson was there at the time, and he says, man, we got to think of another name for you. And I said to him, I said, how about the Boogie Woogie Man, And he said, I like it, man. And in 1973, I'm in Indianapolis, and Bobby Heenan's managing me, and Bobby wanted to go to AWA, wanted to wrestle for Bergagna, and he had to replace himself with another top heel. And so we used to go up in London, Ontario, Canada, in summers when we worked Detroit for Dick the Bruiser and Handsome, and hey, of course, Johnny, he's just luscious. Johnny's not handsome, he's luscious. I'm not luscious, hey, I'm just handsome. So that was the only difference between the Valiant brothers. But when Johnny walked that aisle for the first time, and we wrestled against Pepper Gomez and Wilbur Snyder, they had the WWA World Tag Team belts, and we walked down that aisle. First match in Indianapolis at the Expo, man, we beat them for the title. We beat them for their WWA World Tag Team belts, and then boom, it was all done. We came in, we did our tapes. Vince McMahon had so much money invested into the Valiant brothers, because we already did about six or 8 weeks of taping, and so they had to bring another Valiant brother in. So they chose another big, good-looking blonde kid, man, good body, and he went as a Stomper. He went as, they changed his name to Gentleman Jerry Valiant. So him and Johnny went in, and man, and they set that place on fire. And when I got better, when I got well, I came in. We did 6-man tags everywhere. Well, I came in, and that first time, just for a one-day deal, I thought, and I ended up winning the tournament. And then they wanted me back next week. I said, I ain't coming back, man. I did an interview, and I told all the Tennessee people, man, hey, I'm taking this title back to New York City. You'll never see me. You'll never see your Southern heavyweight title again. And I says, man, all you tobacco chewing, wick raising, food stamping, and man, I put all the Tennessee people down, man. I said, I'll come back one more time. I said, get me some kind of opponent. I said, I don't care who it is. Just get me someone that really, can, give me some competition. I tell them, So the next week, Lawler is going to do a concert. Him and Jimmy Hart. I was feuding with Kabuki, and Gary Hart was their manager, and I had a loser leave. Kabuki sprayed me with all his mist and spray, and I came back with the goggles on, man, and so we had a great run, man. Maybe 9 months I wrestled him every night, and so it was time, man. Either I had to leave or he had to leave, and the feud with Paul Jones might be the longest running feud in our profession. It lasted over 5 years, and Paul came out with his army, brother. I mean, oh man, Abdullah Butcher. And I tell the people, man, you know, hey, if I pick you up off the, you know, the floor, man, and over my head, and I slam you down, brother, hey, you got to take that bump, my man. You know, how many people can do that, brother? You got to take that bump, see? Hey, you know, hey, there's nothing, brother, but taking that punishment, man. You know, is the black and blue and you know, is this, you know, real stuff, brother? You bet it's real. You know, hey, this is the hardest profession there is, my man. Yeah, you know, I was right there. It was November 1988 when the Crockett's sold to Ted Turner, and NWA was sold to Ted Turner, and that's how WCW was formed. I was one of maybe Baker's dozen, man, maybe 14 guys that had 3-year contracts with Crockett's. Doing the cigarettes and throwing, you know, cokes on me, and you know, I've been cut, man. My tires have been slashed. You know, my windows have been broken out. You know, it was a dangerous business, but I was doing my job. You know, I was doing. If I didn't do my job, it would have never happened that way.